Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're a subscriber, if you're finding my channel for the first time, consider subscribing, liking, and commenting on the video. Be sure to check out the other videos I have. I talk about crypto, Forex, different opportunities to create streams of income. Today I put out a couple crypto videos. I'm going to do another crypto video now. See how many I can go through. Try to keep it between 15 and 20 minutes. So with that being said, please consider liking and subscribing and clicking the little bell so you can get notified. Again, check the video description. There's more information in there on ways to contact me, other opportunities I'm involved in. There's a disclaimer basically making you guys aware I'm not a financial advisor. This is educational purposes. I'm sharing my technical analysis skills and what I do. I suggest you follow multiple people to get different aspects and different opinions, and then from all the different people you follow, create a skill set for yourself so you can start doing technical analysis. Technical analysis is applicable to crypto, forex, stock market, various commodities, indices. So it's a skill set that you're going to use for a lifetime. No one can take it away from you. So put the time in, put the times on the charts in. And that's the only way you're going to improve your skill set. You got to start somewhere, so don't get frustrated. Just continue the process. Realize I've been doing this over 10 years. So what I know didn't happen overnight, and what you're learning is not going to happen overnight. Hopefully there's a learning curve, acceleration here. By you following multiple people, you're getting some of the information instead of figuring it out on your own. You're getting like an accelerator. You're getting there faster than the normal process without having someone share stuff with you. So with that being said, let's just quickly look at, I want to look at AAVE. Actually, we'll go through all these charts real quick. So VeChain, we have a little bit of a breakout happening here. There was a ascending triangle here, another ascending triangle here. Now we broke up above this resistance area, and now we're consolidating. The target from this pattern is here. So that's where we're looking. We're close to 10 cents. Again, previous pattern, I believe the target was hit. Let's just double check real quick. Yeah, so we certainly passed that one. So so we hit the first target. Now we broke out of the first target. Now we're approaching the second target up here. I don't know if I have anything drawn up higher. No. So here we are. Cryptos are all kind of doing good today. So we're all kind of you're seeing breakouts on multiple patterns on multiple cryptos. But it's something to be like, it's kind of checked it already. It showed that this is support now. So, from 6 cents to 10 cents or 9 cents, that's like, a 50% upward side here if it actually approaches this next target we have based on this pattern breakout. So this is on a daily channel where, all the noise is kind of hidden in these wicks. But this pattern, on the daily, when patterns happen on the higher time frames, they have a higher probability of playing out accordingly. And again, you're not going to take any action until it actually either breaks up or breaks down. So you could see here, it's broken above, although there's not a lot of volume yet. So we do want to still consider the fact that there's no volume coming in yet. And it's probably because everything's focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the altcoins are kind of lagging behind, but you can see they're slowly following the tide, so to speak. When the water rises, all boats rise with the water. So you'll see we're probably going to chop away here and tend higher. And ideally, this is the next target that I see based on the previous analysis. So we'll continue to update this and come back to this and see where we are, see if a new pattern's forming, maybe drop down in a lower time frame and see what's going on there. Again, you want to do multi-time frame analysis. You want to start high and work your way down, figure out the overall trend, figure out what's going on in the big picture, and then start driving down to whatever trading time frame that you do. As you draw these patterns on the higher time frame, the lower you go, the less probabilistic they are. So if you do it on a daily, 4 hour, 1 hour should be the max. When you go down to the 15 minute, you got to kind of just do a separate set of analysis on that level. So I'm not focused on that right now. on this chart. I like what it looks like on the daily. And you guys can, you know, drive down deeper if you want and look at the lower time frames. All right, so let's just tab over to the next one. This is Voyager. You can see that it's still kind of staying in the channel here. Maybe tweak this a little bit to you know, cover. You always come in and you always tweak it based on most recent time frame. So it does right now. We're on the daily, so it has time to break, you know, come back into this pattern. Right now it is below the pattern. I mean, I guess you could say that you can go all the way down here with the pattern, but the further away you go, you know, the less realistic it is. So you really want to try and touch as many of these wicks and such on these patterns. So right now, I think right now it's outside the pattern, but like I said, look at these big wicks. So things can happen. This can be very easily coming back in. But if volume picks up, there could be a downside, you know, bias on Voyager, which doesn't make sense because everything's going up. But you always have to play the breakout. So just consider this. You know, just like we have this target up here. If it breaks out down here, this is where we could see price coming back down to, and it kind of reflects, you know, possible previous resistance, like all these wicks. And then, you know, we didn't have support, but it's more likely, as opposed to a line, it's more of a probably a range. So, you know, that's probably the range of support from the wicks up and then the wicks down. This is the support area that we can see if it comes down. So that could be, depending on when this happens, you know, that could be your initial target. You know, if it works its way up this way, would be the previous peak right here. That would be your first target. But your second target could be down in here. All right, so that's all I got to say about Voyager for now. AAVE is looking interesting at the daily. We're still within this pattern. You know, we're waiting for the breakout, and you can see, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And we're approaching this decision point here. We'll see if it breaks out. If you're watching this and you're looking to do a trade, put a little trend line above here and set an alarm for when it happens. Again, just like the other coins, are all kind of trending upward with the leading Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the other coins that are actually leading the path. You know, everything's going to migrate higher. And then, like I mentioned in my other video, you know, when Bitcoin's move is over, you usually see inflow into Ethereum, and then after that, you kind of see inflow into other altcoins. Although the DeFi and the NFTs, those are the hot things of today. The you know, those are all the swap file, you know, Unicorn and all these other ones that are happening. They could also do very well right now. But typically, you know, if the spotlight is Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going to make the first move, then money's going to move out of Bitcoin into Ethereum. And then finally, after Ethereum does its move, it typically goes into the altcoins. So, you know, when Bitcoin starts doing sideways, that's typically the time where Ethereum and altcoins start getting inflows of money and start making moves. And then finally, this is graphed. You kind of see that it's, you know, it's following this trend line. It's kind of now been support, but nothing's really interesting happening now. I think on a higher time frame, I think we saw that it was, yeah. So it's in a bull pennant, or flag. So, you know, there's still that target up here based on the breakout. Right now, it's kind of checking. So I've said it in many times in my videos. A lot of times, price action goes up, comes back, checks, and then moves. So we're currently checking the support line of this trend line, which is good. So this is actually, you know, if you were looking to play a trade on this, this is actually confirming this as a support level. So, you know, if you get in here, then, you know, of course, some of your obvious targets to get out would be right there because there's previous resistance, right? And then, of course, the all-time or most recent high. So that's another target. And then finally, the target from the pattern. So those are some areas to think of for exits. And as it's moving up, if it's going up, it's probably going to bounce between here. So, you know, of course, I've mentioned it already, but you would move your stop loss up here, then you would move your stop loss up here, and then finally, you know, if and when it breaks through here, or maybe this is your final exit, then, you know, but here you're protecting yourself. Like if you got in right here, as it moves up, you know, you're protecting this much profit from there. From here, you're protecting that much profit, and then from here, you're protecting that much profit. So you're doing risk management as you're moving your stop loss up with the price action. So again, this is at a daily, so it's going to take time to do this. It's not going to be like if you're a scalper, you want something done in a few minutes. This is not the chart that's going to do that for you. But if you're dollar cost averaging in and dollar cost averaging out, you know, this right now, good time to consider building a position for yourself. And yeah, so right now it's checking nice. So this is all I really got to say about Graft. All right, so we kind of went through this cycle of patterns. The final one that I'm going to spend a little bit more time on because it is doing well, and it's something that I have in my portfolio. So I've kind of just showed you a couple channels that it's been following, but if you think about it, if you look at this, in my previous videos I talk about pitchforks. So there's a pitchfork that could be placed on this showing a downward, and then a pitchfork that could be showing an upward. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a pattern that's completed, and actually one of the targets already hit. The 32.8 target has hit already. But on the 1 hour, there's a BAT pattern that's occurred. So you want to, I got to zoom in a little bit better to actually pick that right point. And then here, and then up here, and then down here. So let me just zoom in to make sure I got the right candles on these. Okay, so that's the BAT pattern that's forming on the 1 day. And again, just like in the past, you know, I've shown this in a different way to you, but if we hide some of these to clean it up a little bit. Let me just get rid of this. I guess I'll leave. Let me get rid of this. Let me just clean this up a little bit. You could kind of go back to my other video or pause this before I delete it to kind of see the thought process of moving up your targets. So I'm going to hide these because these are based on target patterns that I've hidden. We'll keep them there in case you want to bring them back up and do some post analysis on the trade. But so with this BAT pattern, again, I've shown it many times already. You go and, you know, there's the obvious one from X to CD. You know, you put that on here. Right now you don't need the extensions or the above one, so you get rid of that for now. And that's, you know, a channel that you could kind of see it already hit the median, and now it's bouncing between here. So that's an upward path that this coin could take. But then there's always the other one too, from the low to the high. Yeah, and then you got to kind of just tweak it, like I've mentioned in the past, to, you know, it touched there, it's touching there, it's touched there. Nice, look at that. So again, this is also, if you notice here during this cross, you notice how this price action took off. That's very common. Every time you see a cross in the two different pitchforks, it's a I forgot the exact term, but it's basically just an area of movement, either up or down. You'll see it very often where price action will start moving quicker in those moments of, like, I guess it's kind of just algorithms fighting each other, whatever you want to call it, but there's a lot of interest areas when those pitchforks cross. And you can see here on the downward how it touched, on the touched here, you know, here it created support. So again, these patterns that play out, you know, again, this is a positive, this is a bullish pattern. So that means that you're looking for a price to come up, and it's already hit one of the targets. It's already hit one of the retrace targets. You go from A down to D, and the 38.2 is the first one, so you can see it blasted right through that. And then the next one is 618, which it actually already hit as well. So this pattern actually played out exactly like if I was quicker to put this on the chart and it was down in here, you know, these would have been the two targets. We have the green area here that we already kind of talked about, and we also have this here. So it's targets that are based on other things, but you know, it's even based on further confluence. If we would have gotten this on the chart a little earlier, we would have confirmed that, you know, okay, the first target's going to be at 38.2 and possibly 618. So now we're looking for it to break the 618 and come up here. So the next target after this is up in this area where I have this green, which would be like the 100% move. And that just basically says that it's going to probably find some resistance up here in the previous pivot high. So again, I just wanted to kind of show you how, you know, in addition to all the other patterns that we have, the triangles and the wedges and the trend lines, how these other patterns, these harmonic patterns, can allow you to place pitchforks on here to kind of see the possible price action channels that can occur. And again, you know, the pivot high to pivot low, the target, you know, 38.2 and 618, and it hit it exactly. And you're starting to see some action. So there's going to be a decision point as it squeezes in here. It's either going to go up or go down. So you just got to, you know, again, you would have been in a trade already. So this is just kind of like in the future, if I would have caught this and been able to talk about this quicker to you guys, and even on your own, you know, you go and search what these patterns are, and maybe you would have found it a little earlier. But we already had other patterns in play. So let's see where they are. Is this the one? No. Where are they hiding? Yeah, well, maybe I just did plain. Nope. Yeah, that was a trend line. Yeah, so I didn't have any yeah, so I had these trend lines on here. So when this broke out, that was already a trade in play here. But you could see how, you know, from this pitchfork, if we would have drawn this during this pivot development, how you would have seen the median line be, you know, 80% chance once it goes 15% away. Once it breaches this area, you have an 80% chance of it hitting the median line. So again, a little late, but still important for your education and how you could utilize the harmonic patterns for the you know, placing pitchforks or seeing the possible direction, and maybe the pattern's not 100% complete, but if you place it on there, you could see maybe at that point there might be a reaction like I showed you in the Ethereum and the Bitcoin, how, you know, at 68,000 for the Bitcoin, could just bring it up real quick. So here on Bitcoin, this pattern is not complete yet, but you can see how we're slowly coming up here. And this, to be complete, this pattern kind of shows that Bitcoin has to hit 68,000. So once it hits 68,000, there's going to be a negative bias, you know, 38.2 and 61.8. That if you decide you want to play the short side of Bitcoin, I wouldn't, but you can. You might, or instead of playing it, you wait for the retracement to get into the next trade. You know, you wait for it to react at the 38.2 or the 618. And you start getting your position in for the next push higher. That's what I'll be doing. But again, just not to lose focus of the video, this is how you use the pattern to lay out the pitchforks and lay out possible paths to, you know, now on the upward, if it continues higher, you could kind of see how maybe it's going to bounce between these lines. Ideally, you know, if you're waiting for another trade entry, I mean, we don't want to see it go down, but if it does go down, you know, you want to look at the extreme here. Like if it touches this outer band here again, if it comes down and it bounces off of here, you know, that's typically a good time to buy, because then the price action tends to drive back to the median line again or even further higher, you know. So All right, with that being said, we're approaching 20 minutes, which is the limit. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Take a look at my crypto videos, my technical analysis. Again, educational purposes. This is meant for you to teach you and show you how you can put this on your own charts and come up with your trading plan, your risk management, your targets, how you want to approach the trading. So, you know, don't take this as a signals. This is not meant to be a signals platform. I'm not providing signals. I'm showing you how to do the technical analysis so you can develop that skill set for yourself. And I look forward to having you as a subscriber. Please click the little red button to subscribe. Click the little bell so you get an alert. Check out my other videos. Check out the video description on ways to contact me and get started with some of the other opportunities if you're interested to generate multiple streams of income. And I wish you guys all the best. Have a great weekend. Until next time, take care.